This is your Daily 5 for Monday, April 27th, 2026. Continuing our theme this month of April Sleaze, this week we are watching three films, well, I shouldn't say three as if there's more, the three films from the Forgotten Jolly Volume 9 box set that I picked up from Vinegar Syndrome. And honestly, I've never seen any of these movies, so it's a bit of a dice roll on whether they'll all fit within the Sleaze category, although the box set art would indicate that at least one of them will. But the one that we watched that I'm talking about today, the first one, is 1994's Madness, aka Eyes Without a Face. Now, before anybody makes an association, if you've ever seen the classic 1960 film Eyes Without a Face, this is not doing anything with that concept. There are eyes featured prominently in the film as a storytelling idea, but it is not a remake, sequel, variation on the original film. Interestingly, we will be watching a variation on that film for next week's slate of movies, but this one has nothing to do with that one. So despite having the same title, I just want to make sure nobody jumps to that if you've seen that movie and think it's going to be some play on that. It is not at all. It is, in many ways, a straightforward Italian giallo, but there are things about it that make it more interesting than you might first expect. Now, if you watch the movie, when you first get the title card or when you get the credit card come up for the director, it's going to use a name you may never have heard of, Henrik Montgomery. And the reason you'd never heard of it is because it's made up. It's a lie. This movie is actually directed by a B-movie legend of Italian cinema, Bruno Mattei, whose films I have reviewed before. The one we're going to watch at some point is Shocking Dark, but who's been covered extensively on channels like Len Kabazinski's channel. I think we've talked about a movie of his before. Red Letter Media. The Horror Geek has done a number of his films. He is a known quantity, and generally his name is attached to movies that are entertainingly bad. But Madness bucks that trend, and the Vinegar Syndrome description says that this was actually a sincere effort by Mattei to make an Italian giallo, well after the genre had really run out of gas. 94 was after the heyday of these things, so it's remarkable, A, that it works as well as it does, and B, that Bruno Mattei directed it, because you just would not expect this level of quality based on his other output, at least the stuff I've seen and most people talk about. But and let me make sure I'm not overdoing it here. The story itself, while well done, and I'll get to why in a second, it's not going to be something you're not familiar with. In fact, it is retreading familiar ground for giallos or gialli in general, which is somebody creates something and a killer adopts it as their way of killing people, and it's going to cause problems for the creator. It's usually a writer. Argento did one with a writer. And this is very, very common in giallo films, is the idea of a person making something and a killer deciding to adopt it as the way they're going to do things. However, what makes movies like this succeed or fail is they often will give you a few different options that you will think, oh, that's the killer. Usually fairly early on. You'll have a couple people presented and you have to guess which one is the killer. Now, in Madness's case, there's two strong contenders and one that's a little weaker, but still set up enough. And the thing is, if you get to the end of the movie, and after the reveal, you think back and think, well, could those other two people have made any sense as the killer? A lot of movies that fail at trying to make this type of film, the answer is no, it would never have made sense. But Madness, the other strong option, and even the weaker one, they both make enough sense that had the movie unfolded differently, it still would have been satisfying. And I think that is the key differentiator between the movies that work and the ones that don't. In the case of this film, and us watching it specifically, Lando liked it too. And for me, that's the barometer on whether it's, because look, everybody knows at this point that I'm automatically inclined to like these movies. And I am. I know what my biases are, and I'm fully embracing them. But Lando liked it too. So if Lando liked it too, you know it's not just me trying to give it every possible out to be a good movie. So it is, I was surprised because it's a Bruno Mattei film. And again, I know that name, but I was very happy that the movie worked. And like I said, Lando liked it too. We both thought it was a well-told story. Not, again, groundbreaking stuff, but as far as setting up a mystery and giving you potential killers that make sense, that and the movie visually looks very good. Again, for a Mattei film, it's very well done. And it's such a weird thing because I'm so used to his typical style of filmmaking. But Madness is one of those movies that if you've avoided it, never seen it, never heard of it, and you're into giallo slasher films, then you should make the time to see it, because even though Bruno Mattei's name is on it, I'm telling you, it's a good movie and it's worth seeing. Later.